dirty work isn't done during the shuffle. It can be done during the deal. This brings us to false dealing. The two most common types of false dealing are second dealing and bottom dealing. Second dealing is a way to retain the top card, whether it be glimpsed or marked. Bottom dealing is exactly as it sounds, dealing the bottom card to the player desired. Done properly, it is almost impossible to discern a straight deal from a false deal. This is a bottom deal. Watch the aces. We'll say there's 5 players in this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have the aces if that's what you're expecting. They're actually over here. That's the bottom deal. This is the explanation for the bottom deal. Notice how I hold the cards in what's called straddle grip. A lot of bottom deals are done from master grip or key grip, which is this grip, with the pointer finger at this corner of the deck and the base of the thumb at the other. I hold mine in straddle grip for several reasons, and I'd like to share those with you. One is from master grip, when you bottom deal, you tend to flare these fingers. And by flaring, I mean shooting out like this. This is a big tell for the bottom deal. When you're holding the pack like this, not only do you have more control over the deck with just these 2 fingers, enabling you to pull these fingers out, but also you have less fingers to worry about flashing. Now, another way to avoid flashing is to turn your wrist like that, kind of quickly. So you're dealing out, and when you deal to yourself, you turn your wrist like that. But you're worried about exposing the bottom card to this player. He could find out that you're bottom dealing. When I bottom deal, I first push over the top card with my left thumb, just as if I was going to take it. My right hand then approaches, and the right thumb goes directly on the back of that top card, because I'm trying to give the illusion of me dealing the top card. So I pull over the top card, I come from under, and my middle finger is what takes the bottom card. The middle finger contacts the bottom card right on the index, in between the index finger and the middle finger. This is where I grab this card, and I slide it out just like this. Notice how I push up and bend the card as I slide it out. Just like that. That's the bottom deal. This is the stud bottom deal. I have all 4 aces on the bottom of the deck. Let's say we're in the middle of a Texas Hold'em hand. And if I wanted to deal one of these aces on the flop, I would just do that. I can do it in succession, just like that. That's a stud bottom deal. This is the explanation for the stud bottom deal. The aces are on the bottom. It's very familiar to the regular bottom deal, except you're gripping the cards differently when you come with your right hand. This is the exact way you want to do it. You want to hold it in straddle grip again, which I described earlier. Index, pinky, ring, and middle. You push over the top card, and you're coming just backwards from the way you did before, completely backwards. All 4 fingers are coming on top, and the thumb is contacting the bottom card right above that index, just like you would when you're dealing with your middle finger as opposed to the thumb. The thumb comes over, grips that top card, that bottom card, and the 4 fingers grasp the top card. Slide the top card back as you lift and pull out for the ace. So up to speed, it looks like this. That's the stud bottom deal. This is called the flop bottom deal. I'm sure you've seen a lot of people deal cards just like this. Push over 3 cards and take it. I'm going to show you how to bottom deal with that. As you can see, I have the 4 aces on the bottom of the deck. I'm going to push over the cards like this and do the flop just like that. And as you can see, I get the ace on it. Once again, just like that. And you can see I get the ace. This is the explanation to the flop bottom deal. Basically what you're doing here is you're taking 2 cards legitimately from the top and 1 card you're stealing from the bottom. Now this is different from a normal bottom deal, because in a normal bottom deal, you take the card right over the index. In this case, the bottom card is a jack of clubs. I'm going to take that by putting my middle finger of my right hand in between the middle finger and ring finger of my left hand. I grip the card like this to slide it out. While that's happening on bottom, with the top, I push over 3 cards, and my left thumb stays planted on the 3rd card from the top. There's 3 cards pushed over here. Push over 3 cards, and I grip that last one. Then I slide out the bottom card with these 2 cards from the top and turn it over like this. There's not a lot of heat at this point because everyone's looking at the flop to see exactly what they have. That's exactly what it looks like. This is Ed Marlowe's cigar bottom deal. I'm going to do it with this cigarette. You can see the aces are on the bottom of the deck. Those are the cards I'm going to bottom deal to myself. You would think that because I have something in my hands, it would be a lot harder, or maybe impossible, to deal cards off the bottom. Think again. This is the explanation to the cigar bottom deal. It's just done like a regular bottom deal, except you're using your ring finger as opposed to your middle finger. You push over the top card as if you're going to take it. The right thumb is planted on the top of the back card, and your ring finger contacts the bottom card right in between the index and middle finger, right above the index of that card, the pip. You can see right there the 3 of spades. I'm covering it up. And I pull that card up and out, just like that, but done up to speed. It's very difficult to see. This is the second deal. Note that the 7 of spades is on top of the deck. I can deal cards to other players, but reserve the 7 for myself. This is the explanation of the second deal. Notice how the grip is different than from my bottom deal. My bottom deal, I'm holding the cards exactly like this. When I'm second dealing, I hold the cards exactly like this. The 3 fingers are on one side, and the index finger of my left hand is touching the bottom card on the upper right corner, and then the other diagonal side of the deck is going right below my thumb, just like this. You can read more about this handling in Second Centers and Bottoms by Ed Marlowe. I'll turn the card face up so you can see exactly what's happening. The card is pushed over slightly. It's pushed over to the right and kind of down. You can see the point of pivot is the heel of my thumb. That's what's really making it move exactly like that. And in doing so, I expose the second card. You can see this little corner right up here. I'm going to grab that card as opposed to grabbing the top card. And the way you do that is you come in exactly like you're going to do a bottom deal. Your middle finger is going to touch in between your index and middle finger of your left hand and cover up the pip of that bottom card. And you're going to touch very lightly when you pull out. Because if you touch hard, you hear that whooshing sound. That's friction on both sides of the card. If you do it with a lighter touch, it's a lot lighter. The brief can be very small or it can be larger, as long as the rhythm is down. That's the basic idea of a second deal. This next second deal is called the push-off second deal. You can see the 7 of spades is on top of the deck. Watch as I appear to deal that card out to my opponents, but I'm actually keeping it for myself. This is the explanation for the push-off second deal. Notice how I'm holding the cards in the same grip I was for the regular second deal. The only difference is that my left thumb is higher on the cards, so I can very carefully push off 2 cards. Another thing that helps is using these 3 fingers on the right side of the deck to act as like a barrier to make sure that only 2 cards come out. Then once you've pushed out the 2 cards, you can see my top card right now is the 4 of hearts. Once I push over 2 cards, my right hand comes in and it's going to pinch this bottom card and top card. The thumb goes on top and the middle finger goes right on bottom. And what I'm going to do is slide out this second card while pulling back the top card. And this can be done in succession, just like this. And you can see the 4 stays on top.